Y'all, this is getting good. I'm really excited. I'm taking notes and making notes of things. So, if we're talking about following the counsel of the ungodly, their advice, their plans, and their purposes, and of course, advice to devise a plan to reach a purpose, an objective, their intention. And so, counsel of the ungodly. There's so many things that I want to bring out in this, but counsel means that we have sought the advice of the ungodly. Counsel is advice, it's a consultation, it's seeking advice. Here was one of the definitions that I found. It's advice given especially as a result of a consultation, particularly going to the ungodly for advice. Think about that in terms of a Christian, one who has submitted themselves to Jesus Christ, that we belong to God, purposefully seeking advice from one who is ungodly. And that's one thing that I want to get into today. What is ungodly? Well, UN is a prefix, and it means not. Literally means not. And so if you add the prefix un to any word, it negates the word. It makes it negative, gives it a negative connotation. So unhealthy would be something that is not healthy. Unable, you would be not able. However many words you can think of that you could put the prefix un in front of it means it negates it. It's not able, not healthy, ungodly, ungodly, not godly. Well, let's even take that farther and break it down. Ungodly has a prefix and a suffix. So ly in godly is a suffix. And that is added to the end of the word, and that makes it a descriptive word, an adjective or an adverb. Happily, you did it, happy. Any word you can think of, you add ly to the end of it, and it makes it a descriptive word of how something or someone is. One thing I found about that is that it's similar or alike in nature or similar characteristics. So for this, when we add the word ly, and let's just do it with godly. So godlike, ly, would mean if you said someone was godly, or a godly action, or godly, whatever, you used it as a descriptive word, it would mean that it had similar characteristics, or that it was alike in nature to God, which, to be quite honest, you and I were created to be godly, like Him. We were made in His image. We were designed to be like Him. Okay, so then if we have godly as godlike, God characteristics, godly in nature, and then we add the un to it, that makes it unlike God in nature, unlike God characteristics. So let's go back. If we're talking about asking someone for advice, consultation, and we do that to one who is not godlike, we seek advice from those who are not like God in characteristic or not like God in nature, we cannot be blessed. It is against God's nature, against God's characteristics, and whatever advice or counsel is received will not align with God's, because it's ungodlike. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm talking in circles, but I want you to get the concept, is that we cannot seek counsel from those who are not godlike, who are not like Him in nature, characteristic, who don't think like God. That would be walking and living out of union. You know, the Bible says not to be unequally yoked together. What fellowship does light have with darkness? Well, to walk with, to be in an association with, and continue in union with the ungodly. And We cannot do that. If we have submitted ourselves to the Lordship of Jesus Christ, our counsel, our knowledge, our advice, our seeking has to come from Him. It has to come from people who hear His voice. It has to come from people who seek His way of doing things. And so if we want, now this is the key, this is it. If we want our life to be described as blessed, happy, fortunate, prosperous, and enviable, then we must seek counsel from people who are godly and not ungodlike. And so we're going to stop here today. We'll pick up again tomorrow. I'll see you then.